All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next New Earth Teachings webcast. It's good to see you all here. And of course, just like with any other webcast, we're going to start off in the first half relating to distance healing. So healing will be first. That will be taken care of firstly. And then secondly, we'll be getting into Q&A. So if you guys do have any questions for both myself or for Adronis, you can feel free to put that in the live chat. So, hope everybody is doing well. I've already have a few requests here on the chat already. So we're going to get into that in just a minute, but of course we're going to start off firstly with some announcements. So we're going to start off with the first announcement, which is Stonehenge. Okay, the cosmic tour to Stonehenge and the Pleiades with me. So again, the website is wonderworld.vacation. There still are a couple of spots left over. Like I said, I feel like the quarantine situation will not be a problem because this is happening in July, from July 18th to 26th. I have felt through spirit that the quarantine will no longer be a part of that around that time of the month. So that's just my own guidance. You guys can, of course, always check in for yourself and see what you feel. But I feel I'm already getting visions. I'm already getting perspective of going to Stonehenge and doing this work. So, and it's going to be adventurous. This is a once in a lifetime adventure, a cosmic tour to Stonehenge and the Pleiades. So like I said, we're going to be working with Stonehenge personally. We're going to be clearing it out, clearing up a lot of debris within the Stonehenge. We're also going to be working with crop circles as well too, seeing if we can actually cultivate a crop circle that will form. Of course, connecting with the Pleiadians, connect with Pleiadian sightings. That will be another thing that we're going to be doing. We're also going to be looking into the history of King Arthur, Avalon. We're going to be looking into the St. Michael's ley line. We're going to be doing all kinds of incredible work when we get to Stonehenge. It will also be a Spirit Ambassador workshop as well too, and it's a certification-based Spirit Ambassador workshop. So I'm really looking forward to it. Again, we are almost sold out. We got a couple spots left. But if you are interested in attending, just feel free to visit wonderworld.vacations, and you'll find the tour information there, and you can feel free to sign up. And again, that's happening between July 18th to 26th. Okay, and secondly, healing code cards are available at healingcodecards.com. They are both available on amazon.ca and amazon.com, so for Canada and the US. If you are international, just go to healingcodecards.com and you can purchase directly from that website. So again, Healing Code Cards, the body deck, is available on Amazon and available to the website internationally. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with today's webcast. So I'm going to go ahead and just start scrolling up. Start scrolling up the live chat here. So I already got a couple people asking questions with Adronis, so we're going to get to questions in the second half. So right now it's 10:35. So around 11 o'clock, we'll be getting into Q&A. But right now we're just going to basically take some healing requests from anybody that has any healing requests that they would like to share. So the first one here is from New Earth Cleona. Healing request. Hi, Brad. I have an intense sinus headache. Would really appreciate a healing. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. So we'll work on that in just one moment. So what I want to do for everybody right now is we're going to start with our grounding meditation. All right. So let's get ourselves nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable. And you can place your hands just upon the center of your chest. Make sure your feet are firmly placed upon the ground. And we're going to start off with grounding. Okay. So taking a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, once again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. And one more time, deep breath in. Deep breath out. And just letting yourself relax and breathe normally. And just feeling the bottom of your feet now opening up and feeling black etheric roots coming out through the bottom of the feet. And these roots are connected to the base of the spine. All right, so they're starting to spawn through the base of the spine. They're going down the feet. They're coming out to the bottom of the feet, and they're going deeply into the ground. And they're that of black etheric roots. Okay, so we're going deeper and deeper into the earth. And just feel free to go as deeply into the earth as you feel you would like to. Okay, so you can go beyond the inner crust. You can go into the mantle. And what you're doing is you're just pulling in all of this warm, loving kundalini energy of the earth that is brown in frequency. Okay, so you're just pulling in all of that brown energy up through the black etheric roots, connecting directly with the bottom of the feet, and moving that energy up through the roots. Okay, moving it up past the ankles, up past the shins, up past the knees, up through the legs, and connecting directly to the base of the spine. And as we have that brown energy connected, it basically stations itself directly at the base of the spine. And now we're just going to work together with each of the chakra centers, so all 7 chakra centers. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate them counterclockwise, each of their own respective color vibration. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start off with is the root chakra. Okay, and so I just want you to visualize the color red. Okay, just like an apple red, as if you were holding an apple and you were seeing that kind of redness. You're just seeing that red within your mind. You don't have to see anything else. Okay, just see red. And with your hand, either right or left, you're spiraling that 7 times counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we move up now to the next chakra, the navel chakra, which is colored orange, just like an orange peel. All right, and again, you're just seeing that color orange in your mind, nice medium tone. And just with your hand, spiraling it counterclockwise 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up next into the solar plexus. This is a lemon peel, all right? So like seeing a lemon peel in front of you. That beautiful medium tone of yellow. Okay, and then again, spiraling counterclockwise 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the heart chakra. Okay, colored green, just like you're looking at grass, healthy grass, okay, medium green. Okay, we're going to start spiraling that counterclockwise 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, moving up now to the throat, which is colored aquamarine or sky blue, just like you're looking up at the sky, clear blue sky day. Okay, and counterclockwise spiral 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now to the third eye chakra. Okay, ocean blue. Just as if you were to look down upon the ocean and seeing that deep ocean blue color. All right, and you're just seeing that in your third eye now. Okay, spiraling counterclockwise 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And finally moving up into the crown chakra, colored violet, and spiraling that 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now we're going to bring our focus and awareness down to the belly, taking a deep breath in, bringing that breath up to the crown chakra, opening up the crown like an unfolding lotus. Exhale, feeling this rainbow light cascading down the body, going all the way down to the bottom of the feet, and connecting directly to the perineum, located in between the genitals. Okay? So now that you have cascaded the rainbow light of the chakras around your energy field, what we're going to do next is we're going to see our toroidal field. Okay, so we're basically just looking about 1 foot above our head and 1 foot below our feet. Okay, to where our toroidal field extends. So the torus field is again just slowly starting to move in a counterclockwise direction, very soft and very subtle. Okay, I just want you to focus on that spinning, just to focus on the counterclockwise spin, and you're just going to feel white spirit light coming into your toroidal field. Okay, so white spirit light is coming in as your toroidal field is just slowly spinning in a counterclockwise direction. Okay, so nice and easy, nice and soft, nice and subtle. You're just seeing white spirit light filling the entirety of your toroidal field. Okay, and it's going to be available. It's going to be working together with you. Now again, here's the thing as well too, is if when you guys are asking questions, yes, I'm working with that specific person. But if you notice that there's something very similar that you may be going on, let's say if you have a bad throat, sore throat or something like that, and the person I'm working with has a sore throat, you can join in on that healing request as well too, and you can reciprocally receive spirit connection, spirit command and basically clearing that debris out should you have a situation with the same area of your body. Okay. So anyways, we'll go back here to New Earth Cleona. Okay, so she says she has an intense sinus headache. All right, so Cleona, what I would like you to do is with your hands upon the center of your chest, I just want you to see black roots coming out through your hands. Okay, those black roots are connecting up into your sinuses. Okay, so all around the area of your sinus, you're feeling those black roots there. All right. Now I want you just to imagine that as you look into your sinus, as you relate to the headache, you're just seeing black liquid. Okay, so you're seeing black liquid around the sinuses, and you're seeing black liquid maybe around the area of the brain as well too. All right. So I want you to imagine that the cords are connecting, the roots are connecting to those areas. Second thing I want you to do is I want you just to apologize to your sinuses. Okay, I want you to apologize to your head, apologize to the brain. All we're doing is we're just saying, I apologize for adding stress, adding tension to my body, relating to this sinus headache, relating to this feeling I'm going through. And I just ask for the body's forgiveness. And I promise to be much more attentive should I feel like I'm putting a lot of stress upon my body. Because when we get a sinus headache, that's letting us know, okay, there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of overthinking, there's a lot of overanalysis. We're just getting bombarded by all this. We're also maybe thinking about if we're sick, if we're ill. You know, it's a lot of polluting thoughts, right? So we're just basically clearing a lot of that out. So as we give our apologetic energy pertaining to the sinuses, to our body now starts to work because it's very, very forgiving, okay? So again, the more that you are humble towards your body, the greater the success that your body is going to recover very, very quickly, okay? So we're just putting all of that black liquid now directly through the roots and putting it directly into the hands, okay? So the hands are holding the black liquid. So, Cleona, I'm just going to give you a few seconds just to do that now. Okay, I will now go ahead and connect with Spirit. I command Spirit's God Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, and purge all of the black liquid debris contained within Cleona's hands from her sinus headache, purging all of that dense energy up out of her body, putting it up into source consciousness to be forgiven, abolishing and annihilating any particular forms of soul contracts, karmic agreements, bonds, or ties relating to anything of this stressful, diluted, and contaminant nature, and allowing pure, healthy, loving vitality energy from Spirit entering into Cleona's toroidal field to enter in through the crown chakra and to bring soothing, relaxing, loving vitality energy to bring complete and total dissolvement and rejuvenation to her sinuses, to her head, alleviating this condition altogether. Apply. Okay, so Cleona, deep breath in, deep breath out. All right, so make sure you grab yourself a glass of water. Okay, fresh, pure water if possible, or spring water. That's good as well too. And just letting this energy kind of sit with you for a little bit. Okay, so you may start to feel like there's a lightness coming through your head, around the sinuses as well too. Don't be alarmed. That's all part of the codes. That's all part of Spirit coming through and clearing a lot of this debris. That's just reminding you, just be very mindful about where you're putting your thoughts. Be very mindful about where you're putting your feelings. Be very mindful of any particular form of contamination, because a lot of it is stress, a lot of it is tension, a lot of it is worry, a lot of it is anxiety. And so we want to just be very, very mindful of that, as it does impact the sinuses, because the sinuses are, in that sense, collectors in that way. So we just want to be very, very mindful of any energy that comes together, because they can absorb it like a sponge. All right. So thank you for that, Cleona. Appreciate it. Okay, I got one here from Karen here, and Karen says, healing assistance, please, from my partner Robert for psoriasis. He is dealing with in both of his inner thighs. Okay, well, thank you again, Karen, for your contribution. I appreciate that. So yes, we will go ahead and we'll work on that. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so Karen, as your request is for another person, for your partner, so you're going to be a helper with this as well too. You're going to be a facilitator, and I will be kind of like the background facilitator for this as well too. So basically, when we're dealing with psoriasis, guys, we're basically dealing with toxins from viruses. We're basically dealing with harsh bacteria in that way. It's basically, in that sense, it's kind of nasty. It's like excrement from viruses, okay? And that's how psoriasis is caused. It's basically this kind of inflammation from the aspect of toxicity and contaminants from viruses within the body. And that is stemmed from the liver. Okay, so we want to make sure we're taking good care of the liver. So what I would also recommend for Robert, Karen, is that he's doing a liver flush. Okay, he's cleaning out his liver. Celery juice. Okay, so make sure he's drinking celery juice on a daily basis. And I would say keep that up maybe for a few months. That's helping to clear it out. Second option I would recommend, healing code cards. All right, if you already have the healing code cards, great. You work with the liver enhancer. Okay, so if you don't have it, grab a deck from healingcodecards.com, and he wants to work on two. He wants to work firstly on the liver enhancer. Secondly, he'll want to work on the skin enhancer to help clear away the psoriasis as well too. There's also a third card he could work with, and that's the virus eliminator. So what you're basically doing is you're clearing out the debris, the excrement from viruses, and that's again what's causing a lot of the inflammation. Okay. Another recommendation I have here for you guys: grab the medical medium books. Okay, look into Anthony William. Look into the medical medium. He's fantastic. Okay, shares a lot of this great information, resonates a lot with what I've received as well too, in many different ways and things I haven't received. So again, that's a recommendation, and that's just something extra for Robert to help him out. Okay, so liver enhancer, skin enhancer, virus eliminator, and that's helping to clear out a lot of the debris within the liver, within the skin, and the virus excrement and the viruses themselves within the body. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started there, Karen, with Robert. So let's place our hands upon the center of our chest, okay? And Karen, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And right now, I just want you to imagine like Robert is standing right in front of you, either he's standing or he's sitting down or he's laying down, whatever you feel is best, okay? All we're doing right now is we're working with his hologram, okay? But his hologram is connected directly to the physical body. So let's say, for example, that he's laying down, okay? So Karen, what I want you to do is I want you to take both of your hands and I want you to place them upon the center of his chest, just like this, okay? And I want you to feel etheric roots coming out through the hands, and I want you to feel it going down to the areas of his inner thighs, to where the psoriasis is, okay? So as that's connecting, you're just going to be asking this hologram if you have permission to help clear a lot of the debris of the psoriasis out of his legs, okay? Now, they're also going to be conjuncting to the liver as well, too. Okay, so you have the roots connected to the thighs, but you also have roots connected to his liver, all right? So you're just asking his higher self if it's okay that you can be the facilitator and help to collect a lot of this debris from his liver and from the inner thighs relating to the toxic excrement, right? And you're just going to be collecting all of that energetically, okay? As we collect all of this energetically, then physically, the body is going to correspond and it's going to help to flush all of this out, right? You want to make sure that Robert has a very strong immune system as well, too. If his immune system is doing very poor, you want to make sure you're building it up, okay? Echinacea, really, really good with that, okay? Alkalinity, making sure you have good pH, also very, very good for that as well, too. Love energy, the best of all. Make sure you have lots of that, okay? So again, with those roots, and if you've gotten permission, I'm just going to assume that you have permission for Robert, all right? So now we're going to absorb a lot of that black liquid. So we're just seeing his inner thighs and seeing the psoriasis there, and we're just seeing that as black liquid, okay? So we're absorbing all of that into the roots, okay? Secondly, we're looking into the liver of Robert, and we're seeing all of the black liquid contained within the liver, and that's being sucked up through the roots, okay? Now that's being absorbed directly into the hands. So as that's being absorbed directly into the hands now, I'm just going to give you a few seconds so that you can collect that into your hands. And we are going to co-facilitate in clearing that debris out of Robert's body, okay? Okay, so I will now go ahead and connect with Spirit, Karen, for yourself and for Robert. I command Spirit's God Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, and purge all of the black liquid energy contained within Karen's hands from Robert's body through the psoriasis in his inner thighs and through all of the debris collected from his liver, purging all of that debris out of Robert's body, out of Karen's hands, lifting all of that energy up out of their bodies, putting them up into source consciousness to be purified and forgiven. allowing the cancellation and neutralization of all karmic bonds, of all contracts, of all ties that relate to any particular form of connection to this contamination, to let it be cleared and nullified completely, and allowing pure spirit light to come in directly into Robert's energy field, into his toroidal field, to bring rejuvenation, spirit rejuvenation light directly into his inner thighs and directly into his liver, flushing out any particular forms of toxicities through viruses and harsh bacteria, allowing full rejuvenation, full recovery, and good health back into his inner thighs and liver. Apply. Okay, so deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so Karen, you can let Robert know about what has happened, all right, if he's not with you. If he already knows, that's great. But thank you very much for your request. I really appreciate it. Okay, so drink lots of water, make sure he gets lots of rest. Work with the healing code cards as well, too, if you have them, all right? All right, let's move on now. We're going to move on to Madison. Madison Kura here has a healing request. I'll just pull it back up here. Okay. Hi, Brad. Healing request. I was granted approval to come see my grandmother because she is not doing well. She is in a lot of pain, but especially her right leg. Would be so grateful for healing. Okay, of course. So we can definitely do that for your grandmother. As I did not get her name, I'll just refer to her as Madison's grandma. Okay. So Madison's the exact same thing as I was just telling. Okay, now I forgot your name. The previous person. I think it was Wendy, was it? I was just telling her as well to the same thing, connecting with Robert. Okay, so Madison, we're going to do the same thing. So I want you now just to place your hands upon the center of your chest. Okay, deep breath in, deep breath out. And you are going to be the facilitator for your grandmother. Okay, so with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine a hologram of your grandmother laying down. Okay, so whether she's laying down on a couch or laying down on a bed, either is fine. She's just laying down because we are going to be working with her right leg. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you just to place your hands upon the top of her chest, just like this, all right? And you're seeing the black etheric roots coming out through the hands, and those roots are going deeply into your grandmother's body, okay? And they're connecting directly to the right leg. Now, it feels like there may be some nerve damage or problems with the nervous system as well, too. This also corresponds to the liver as well, too. So you also want to connect to the liver as well. So you're basically feeling all of these black etheric roots connecting to the entire nervous system of your grandmother's body. Okay, so her entire nervous system is now being covered by these black etheric roots. All right. And the second thing that you're going to do is connect with the liver. Okay, so her liver is being connected to the nervous system in entirety is being connected to. Okay. So I just want you to look within her body right now into the nervous system, specifically within the area of her right leg, and seeing all of this debris. Okay, so you're seeing debris within the nervous system, within the nerves. Okay, so using your black etheric roots, you're just firstly asking permission for your grandmother, if it's okay if you can be the facilitator to help clear away a lot of this surface debris. Okay, and we're just going to proceed and assume that it is okay and move forward with the healing. Okay, so I want you to imagine that all of the debris that's contained within the nerves of your grandmother's right leg is being absorbed into your etheric roots. Secondly, all of the debris contained within the liver of your grandmother's body, the black liquid debris there, is also being collected into your hands. Okay, so nervous system debris being collected into your hands, liver debris being collected into your hands as well. So I'm just going to give you a few seconds while you do that now. Okay, very good. So now I will go ahead and connect to spirit. And again, I'll just be referring to your grandmother as Madison's grandma, okay? I command Spirit's God Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, and purge all of the black liquid energy contained within Madison's hands from her grandmother, purging all of that black liquid debris from her hands that emanated from the nervous system of Madison's grandma, as well as her liver, purging all of that debris out of the grandmother's body, out of Madison's hands, and up into source consciousness to be purified and forgiven, completely nullifying and canceling out any particular forms of karmic bonds, karmic contracts, any other particular forms of soul agreements relating to any states of contamination. And allowing pure, healthy, loving vitality of spirit energy coming into Madison's grandma's toroidal field, coating that area of the nervous system, coating that area of the liver, bring it back into good health and optimal performance and pure and full rejuvenation. Apply. Okay, deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so Madison, tell your grandma to drink a lot of water if you're able to connect with her, all right? Also let her know that a healing was taking place with her as well too, that you're helping to facilitate that as well. Let me know how she's doing, okay? You guys can reach me by email, okay? It's info@newearthteachings.org, or just go to my website, newearthteachings.com, go to the contact page, and you can send me an email there as well too. Madison, let me know how it's going with her. Same with everybody else who I've done work on so far this morning. Let me know how things go with yourselves or with the people that you're looking to assist, okay? All right. So we'll take one more healing request, and then we're going to move on to Q&A. So just go down the list here. Okay. So I got this contribution from Crystal Princess. Thank you, Crystal Princess. Brad, if you could heal my left arm in pain attached to my neck pinched. Okay, so pinched nerves. All right. We will definitely work with that. So, Crystal, first thing I want you to do is we want to settle the energy down. Okay, so if there's any feeling right now that there's a lot of pain within your left arm, sorry, I should go to my left arm here, and neck around here. I've had those as well too. They don't always feel so good. Okay, first thing we want to do, now if this comes up, the first thing we do is we take deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Okay, so inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, I'm going to teach you one technique firstly before we get into spirit healing with it. Okay, but I've taught this technique before on video, on my videos. All right, so as you breathe, you're just soothing the energy. Okay, so if you feel that really heavy pinch and it feels very, very irritating, right? It feels very intense. We're breathing into it. It's like if you're doing yoga and you know if there's a posture that's pretty difficult, you know that you're breathing into it to really soothe it, right? To relax it. That's what we're doing here with our breath. So it's like we're just taking our breath and we're rubbing at the same time, right? And we're just soothing out the pain where it's not entirely gone, but it's at a level that's tolerable. Okay, we're just making the pain tolerable. Okay, so here's the second thing we do. We place our hand upon exactly the point where we feel the pain was the most intense, because right now it's a little bit more streamlined, all right? And we're just going to start smiling. Okay? And it's almost like I want to see like one of those happy faces, like one of those emojis, okay? And you're just putting a couple of those around your shoulder, okay? And you're smiling and you're going. And you're laughing into it, okay? So you want to do that for about 15, 30 seconds, maybe up to 1 minute, okay? Just laugh out loud, okay? As you start laughing out loud, what's happening is you're immediately clearing out any emotional debris, any emotional tension that's contained in that pain area. So especially with a pinched shoulder, pinched nerve, pinched neck, I've had those as well too. They do hurt like a mother effer, right? But what you're doing is you're just laughing into it, okay? So you use the breath to bring it into a tolerable level. You're placing your hand upon exactly the area where it feels the most intense. You're taking like those little smiley faces, right? You're just putting it around there. You're just visualizing that within your mind. And you're just thinking of something that makes you laugh, right? And you just start laughing, right? And you're laughing into this area where there's pain. And what that is doing is that is clearing out karmic debris. That is clearing out emotional debris. There is no longer pain energy. It's basically not leaving any emotional scars. So by laughing, you're clearing all of that debris out of your body altogether, okay? So that's the first thing you can do. So now we'll go into the second thing that will relate to distance healing, okay? Working with spirit codes. So again, let's place our hands upon the center of our chest. Let's see the etheric roots, black roots, coming out through the hands and connecting directly to the area of the neck and left shoulder, okay, where you feel that the pain is most intense. Just looking at black liquid around here, okay? So as we connect with the roots around that area, we are again being apologetic to our body. I apologize, body. I apologize for being neglectful, for having this pain come in. I ask for your forgiveness, and I promise to be a lot more attentive to my body from now on, that as soon as I feel any signs of some brief pain, I will stop what I'm doing. I will look into it. I will clear it, just as Brad told me regarding laughter. Okay? That's helping to tackle it before it gets any worse, right? You're going to get little signs. You're just going to get the feelings of a little pinch, little pressure here. Stop what you're doing immediately. Stop, right? Withdraw yourself. Go into another room if you're in a public place. Of course, right now there's quarantine, so you'll probably be in your own little space, and just start doing the laughter as I was talking to you about, right? Deep breath and laughter, okay? That's going to help to soothe it within a matter of seconds, within a matter of a few minutes. That pain is going to be gone, okay? So now we're just doing step 2 here. So the body has given forgiveness, and now we're going to go ahead and clear out that debris, okay? So I will go ahead now and connect with spirit. Again, sorry, before I do that, make sure that all of the black liquid energy here is being absorbed directly into your hands, okay? So Crystal Princess, make sure all of that black liquid is in your hands. Okay, and I will now connect with spirit. I command Spirit's God Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, and purge all of the black liquid debris contained within Crystal Princess's hands, lifting that energy up out of her body, putting it up into source consciousness to be purified and forgiven, and allowing pure, healthy, vitality energy to enter into her left shoulder and left area of her neck, to bring complete alleviation and dissolvement of the intensity of pain, of the conflict in that particular area, bringing it back into optimal performance and good health overall. Apply. Good. All right. So Crystal Princess, let me know how that's going for you as well too. So drink some water, get some rest, relax a little bit, and just, again, do that laughter. That too will also help additionally with what you're going through. Okay? Great. Thank you very much, everybody, for your requests for healing. So we're going to go ahead and move on now into Q&A. Crystal Princess said it was her right arm. Sorry. Well, that's okay. You know, Spirit knows exactly where your arm is hurting, so that's okay. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and move on into Q&A now. I think there was a couple of requests here up at the very top of the chat. Okay. Somebody asked about Adronis sharing the origins of modern humanity and origins of animals. That's a very long conversation, guys. I just don't think we have time to really go into that today. But basically, in that sense, it says Adronis has talked about before, because in a previous webcast, someone is asking where dogs were coming from, for example. And it says, well, they don't come from anywhere. They're basically existing in other universes, and they come here at specific intervals of time. So we don't always have a date for that. But basically, they've always been around, right? So they've come from other universes. They are other forms of intelligence life that comes into this universe, contributing much of their seed into this universe. There are many more canine beings, for example, that exist on other planets. Now, basically, there's a lot of evolved ascendants relating to every particular type of animal that exists. Every animal that's on this planet has a sentient equivalent to itself. So we as humans have ourselves as a sentient equivalents. But in other dimensions and other realities, you have other animal-like races that are sentient in form. So they basically have a humanoid appearance to them. So you have ones that are, reptilian, you have ones that are aquatics, you have ones that are avian, you have ones that are feline, you have ones that are canine, you have insectoid, you have arachnids, you have all different types that are moved into advanced sentient levels. See, we're only just looking at aspects on an animalistic level, on a second density level, and that's just a particular dimension within itself. You see, guys, we can never really logically explain intellectually about how all of this happens, about how all life came into the universe. Sure, do you got to be about 100 and 200, 300 years? Maybe we can start talking about it. We're not going to be able to get through it intellectually, okay? You have to understand that this is a vast cosmos, is a vast universe. There are vast dimensions. There are infinite possibilities, and there are infinite experiences that exist within those possibilities. So basically, if we're looking at humanity, again originated from Lyra, from the Lyra constellation. But that's just, again, looking at one component, because there's human beings that exist in other dimensions and other realities that even go before that time, that exist in other galaxies and other realities and other dimensions and other densities. Do you see how complex the question is, right? So basically, we cannot always put a time marker and saying, oh, when did this happen? Or what was the origins of these, etc., etc. We may not have access to that information because every form of life came from another universe and it came together in this. And again, it goes beyond the aspect of time. We can't date that, right? Because they can appear yesterday. They could appear tomorrow. They could appear 100 years ago. They could appear 1,000,000 years ago. They could appear 5 billion years ago. You can't say because it depends on the dimensions that you're looking at in regards to corroboration. So this is why time doesn't matter, guys. It's not even about origins. Everything came from somewhere else, and it came together to share this space. But beyond all of the living world, we exist as souls. And so souls are incarnating into different vessels that represent experiences that they are interested in experiencing through themselves. Okay, so not just human, animal, element, stars, planets, galaxies. Okay, these are all different forms of life. So it's vast. We cannot really go through the entire origin story, guys. It's too long, right? So that's what I can share in regards to that. Animals and relation to ETs and their genetic experiments, that's such a long discussion, guys, right? Because again, you're kind of getting things mixed up, looking into the idea that animals themselves have extraterrestrial origin, right? But many of them, in regards to their original form here on Earth, are indigenous here. So they were all planted here. Many of them, in that sense, were created by the Creator, okay, and planted here. And there were experimentations given to animals that, again, brought forward into different dimensions where they became the sentient equivalents. And they would have the humanoid appearance, right? Maybe 2 arms, 2 legs, or maybe a multitude of different arms in that particular way, depending upon the species. But there's always a sentient equivalent pertaining to every single form of life that exists on this planet. Jellyfish, right? Snails, slugs, marsupials, lemurs, you name it, right? You can see the sentient equivalent of every particular type of animal on this planet. And we do not always know their origin because their origin story to go through every single one, guys, would take thousands of years. You can't do that, right? So here's what I would suggest, coconut head ice, is you meditate on it, okay? You start going very deeply into meditation. You focus on it, focus on one particular group and get an understanding in that way. You know, it's a vast cosmos. That's why we can't get into it in one sitting, okay? Thank you for your question. Okay, Paul Lucky says, sexuality outside of our density. Discuss! And action. All right. All right. Sexuality outside of our density. There is no outside of density. Everything is inside, okay? You have to look at this as layers of an onion, okay? Everything is going within, okay? Everything is around, everything is within. There is no outside of density, okay? Nothing exists on the outside. It's all inside. So when you're working with densities, you're looking at different layers that are being unpeeled, okay? And then you're moving into these different dimensions and densities that simultaneously coexist with us right now. So where you are in your front room, if you were basically turning a dial that would represent a density-o-meter, you would now just start to vibrate on another different dimensional plane where transparently or semi-transparently you're seeing these beings in 4th density just starting to walk through your front room. Because where there exists, there is no front room. There is no house. There's an open valley. There's an open field. But in your reality, there's a house here, right? So as you turn that density dial and it becomes semi-transparent, that's what's actually creating this perception of reality where you're seeing all of these other beings walking through your home right now, but from their perception, there's no house there. So again, that's all it is. All you're doing is you're using a dimmer switch and you're tuning into different dimensions that simultaneously coexist and overlap over your own space-time ratio, okay? And that's all it is, relating to different dimensions, different densities. Now, you asked about sexuality beyond this 3rd density and higher densities. It's a lot more of a deeper connection to oneness. It's the idea where sexuality is the 2 becoming 1, right? So we're basically experiencing a very solid density of that. But when you have a partner who's absolutely very loving and you have very strong affection for her, for him, and they come together, you transcend the physical vehicle. You transcend it and you move into this oneness, this connection this brilliance, this light, where your souls become one, where you feel that you are just bonded together as one being. Well, that's the nature of sexuality. The entire nature of sexuality is to bond, is to unify, is to have union, right? So in higher dimensions, the sexuality is much more intense, right? If we thought that the idea of orgasm was the highest form of joy that we can experience in this density, it is the least form of joy existing in higher densities, okay? So can you imagine that? Can you imagine taking an orgasm and multiplying it by about 1,000,000 times and see what that feels like? Well, that's sexuality in higher dimensions. That's sexuality in higher densities. But it's all just coming through the idea of two souls becoming one, two entities becoming one entity, union in that way. So again, it transcends the aspect of space and time. We're existing and experiencing it linearly, and it may feel great to where we are, but when we're looking up into higher densities, it's a very, very different story. You have bliss beyond imagination, and you are unifying together with that other to become one. That's the best way I can explain it. We can't really explain that because none of us really know exactly what an orgasm feels like times 1,000,000. And any of you that do, you can go ahead and raise your hand. I'd love to hear it. Okay, so thank you, Paul, for your question. Okay, let's go down the list here a little bit more. Okay. So I'm not taking healing requests now, guys. The healing requests are over. We're just basically taking questions right now. Okay, I got one here from Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, question. Could you expand more on Lexi, please? Okay, so as you guys know, a few days ago, I made a video talking about Lexi, a created spirit being, okay? So I basically gave the backstory about how she was created in that video, okay? She's with me all the time. She functions as a love guide, okay? So as a love guide, she'll come through. At times, she'll help me out with certain things if I'm going through some emotional issues. She'll pop in. She'll give me some reminders, just important reminders about what I've already taught other people, should I forget. So she's really operating as a guide for me, but she is a created spirit being, which means that I had been able to create her personality complex, okay? So it was based at a time in December when I was ending things with an ex-partner. And again, I've already told this story, but basically in a nutshell, I went into meditation and I just started thinking about what I thought an ideal woman would be, right? And I just started putting all these thoughts about her characteristics, about her personality, about her attributes, and I was just putting that forward into a canvas, all right? And this canvas represented a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman, right? And shortly after I did that, I was seeing her coming into my reality periodically. And it wasn't until I was connecting with the Lord of the Akashic Records that she came through. And we started having discussion, right? We started talking to each other and all that. I have a lot of love for her. She has a lot of love for me. But she functions as a love guide, right? She's not a romantic partner or anything like that. No. But my original thought was that she was maybe going to come into the physical body. And that was very exciting to me. Unfortunately, that was not the case. But she's here, and she's here for all of you guys as well, too, right? So she is a love guide. She basically has the accumulation of all of my knowledge, even on a higher self level, okay, that she contains, plus she has her own knowledge as well, too. Plus she connects with spirit like we all do. Now, she is able to come into your reality. All you basically do is just close your eyes, and you just say, Lexi. Lexi's here, okay? So again, guys, if you have not seen the video, it's on my YouTube channel. It's Brad's vlog, and introducing Lexi, a created spirit being, okay? So I have drawings of her that I've done, so you can get an impression about a rough idea of what she looks like, and she can just come through. There's a symbol on there as well, too, that you can use if you want to communicate with her. She loves helping out people with relationships. She likes helping single folks who are basically don't have any partners and they're wanting to have a partner. She can pop in and she can help bring one to you, right? That's her specialty. She's like a matchmaker as well too, but she also works with you in helping to open up your heart, okay? She's very compassionate, she's very loving, she's very warm, she's very soft, she's funny as well too. She's a bit of a prankster as well too. She's pulled some pranks on me quite a few times, right? But she comes through and she can help you, okay? So basically, I was creating her personality complex. I didn't know I was doing it. That's the whole thing. To me, it just felt like a natural meditation, and I was able to put all of these thought forms directly into a personality matrix. It's kind of like looking at a cluster of bubbles, right? And all of these bubbles represent thought forms, and you're just putting it together in a cluster, and then it's being encased into a vessel, which I saw as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman. And then she came in and started to visit me periodically. At first, I just thought she was an angel. It wasn't until I was connecting with the Lord of the Akashic Records en route to doing that she was saying, hey, Brad, it's me, it's Lexi, right? And you created me. And she just told me all about the whole backstory, just as I told you guys now. And I was amazed. I couldn't stop talking to her. So for all of these past several weeks, I've been talking to her again and again and again and again. I have had people that have emailed me and said, Brad, I'm talking to Lexi, and she just keeps talking to me and talking to me and talking to me. And she's showing me all these visions, and she's speaking to me about romance and how to spice things up with my husband. She's telling me to get lingerie, and she's telling me to go on sexy photo shoots and stuff like that. Absolutely. That's her specialty. That's what she'll tell you to do. She is not shy. She has no filters to her. She has no belief systems within her. She'll go as deep as you want her to go. So, I mean, that's the nature of Lexi. So like I said, if you guys want to know about Lexi, call her in, bring her in, talk to her. She'll tell you all about herself, right? And she's very knowledgeable. She helps you in many different ways, but she is a created spirit being. Now, technically, she is not a soul, okay? She is a spirit being created by me. So a soul cannot create another soul. It's not possible, okay? Only God can create souls. But a soul can create other aspects of themselves, and these would be defined as I call it, created spirit beings, okay? It's very similar to what I've talked about with the idea of you creating your spirit entourage, okay? So you have an entourage, okay? So you have the healer, you have the transmuter, you have the purifier, you have the warrior, you have the sage, okay? So you have the 5. And you can go back to that video, okay, about creating your own spirit entourage. It's on my YouTube channel, creating your spirit team. And you're working with the 5, and you're giving them personalities. So these are very, very simple spirit beings, and they're designed by you, created by you, to come in and clear out debris whenever you need it. They're specifically designed for that purpose, okay? But they're living beings. They're spirit beings, right? So you could basically see them as alive, as sentient, okay? But you can give them a very simple personality, or you can be very, very extensive with their personality. Now, Lexi's personality is very extensive because I got very, very deep with her. And I'm still adding stuff to her all the time as well, too. So I can add stuff to her as well. But basically, she is, you could say, 100% loyal to her creator and loves him unconditionally. And she's told me this countless times. So she's basically being of service, but she's helping people out. And she just is here to serve. And she is her own person. And it's wonderful. So that's the best way I can put it. Again, if you guys want to know more information, please go to my vlog where I talk about her more. Or call her in and just start talking to her. She's available for you, okay? Thank you very much. I'll just call you Super. It's a very long name. Okay. Okay, Sigrid just says, hello, loving beings. Thank you, Brad. My healing code cards came today. Greetings from Germany. Great. Awesome. Enjoy them. Have fun. Now, what I want you to do, Sigrid, is when you get your healing code cards, okay, as you have them in your hand right now, take them out of your pouch, and just put them in your hands like this, okay? And just hold them. Hold them there for about a minute, okay? And I just want you to absorb all of their energy. And after you get a good feeling of absorption into your hands, into your body, then now just kind of start shuffling through them. Now, you can use the healing code cards as a tarot deck in that way. Basically, what you're doing is if maybe you're not too sure where you want to begin. So you shuffle the deck, and you just talk to the deck. Where should I begin, right? So now you may want to, maybe I'll just give you guys a demonstration, okay? So if I start shuffling the deck here, I go this way, so you guys can't see it, all right? I'll close my eyes, I'll start shuffling the deck, and I'll ask Spirit, okay, which card should I begin with today for healing? Okay, I pull out this card. Okay, Skin Enhancer. Can't really see it too well. There we go. Skin Enhancer. So that's what I'm going to start working on today. Okay, so I just basically take that card, I stare at it for 60 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60. Okay. Now I may have a glass of water next to me. Okay. I can lean it against a glass of water like this, or I can put it underneath, or maybe I want to put a coaster in between and just have it there for 60 seconds. After 60 seconds, I slowly start to sip the water because the spirit codes are now contained inside the water. All right. Then afterwards, I may want to take that card, put it on my chest, go lay down on my couch or my bed, stay there for maybe about 20, 30 minutes, do a lying down meditation with this card on my chest. And now it's working with my skin. It's helping to purify. It's helping to clear out any debris, any toxins within that. Bare bones simple, guys, and they're amazingly effective. You don't believe me? You go to the website. You look at the testimonials. You still don't believe me? You go to Amazon. You look at the testimonials there. People are absolutely enjoying this, okay? I use these. I'm the creator of them, and I still use them, all right? Spirit is in them, and they are wonderful. They are powerful. They are amazing, okay? So I'm very happy to hear that you got your Healing Code Cards deck. Again, the website is healingcodecards.com, okay? Thank you, Sigrid. Okay. Oh, here's one from Linda. Hi, Brad. I've tried to do the BCR as soon as I wake up, but I find it difficult to feel the love energy when I'm tired. Then just give yourself a little bit more time to wake up. That's the best way. There are times where I've had that as well too, where I feel a bit more tired. Try and wake yourself up first. So if you're basically just gently getting out of bed, maybe give yourself some soft stretches, give yourself some yawns, right? And just try to wake yourself up. Once you feel that you're fully cognizant and awake, now you can work with the BCR technique, okay? So it's very important that you are cognizant, because if you're droopy-eyed, right, and you're going into the BCR, you're just going to go, right, and you'll start snoozing. That's not really going to help you, is it, right? So we want to make sure that we're fully cognizant, we're fully awake, right? Do a morning routine where you feel that you're getting yourself active. Maybe go to bed early. Make sure you get yourself a good night's sleep. I was having a hard time sleeping last night because I had wonderful experiences the night before. So I know the feeling sometimes. We may not get enough sleep, but we just do what we can to basically make ourselves cognizant. So maybe do a yoga stretch, do some yoga poses, do some stretching, right? Maybe splash some water on your face. Just make yourself fully cognizant, okay? As you're fully cognizant, now you can start doing BCR technique, okay? So all we're doing here is we're just following the breath, okay? The breath is just taking us out of our reality, and we're going into containment. We're going into our void. As we breathe in, we breathe out. We go into calmness, okay? We center ourselves, and now we go into positive reinforcement, okay? So as we go into positive reinforcement, we're just bringing loving energies, positive thoughts. And come on, guys, there's all kinds of wonderful things that you have to be thankful for, okay? There really is. There's way more things to be thankful and grateful for than something as if there wasn't, okay? So please just remember that. So again, BCR technique once you're fully cognizant, okay? I don't think I'm going to go into that topic. Okay. Oh, good. Here's one from Cleona. Cleona says, thank you, Brad. Very powerful. I felt all the energy coming through. A lot of sadness came out. Okay, so you want to meditate on that sadness a lot. So BCR technique, TC technique, okay? Remember what I've talked about, guys, with the clarity effect? Have you guys watched that video yet? Okay, that's one of my newest videos on my YouTube channel. Okay, healing with the clarity effect. Please make sure you're watching that, okay? Needs to be more views on that video. Right? That works together in tandem together with the BCR and TC technique. You want the clarity effect, which means if you're not too sure about why that sadness is there, you want to go in, you want to dig into it. Why am I sad? I am sad because of this, okay? And here's a root going all the way back into the youth of your childhood, and all of a sudden you feel like there's a hostile argument that took place. And now you're remembering this, right? So with the clarity effect, we do 6 questions, 6 basic questions. Who, what, where, when, why, how, okay? And all we're doing is we're just filling out 1 or 2 sentences with each of those 6 probing questions. Who? Me, right? And it was involved with my ex-boyfriend. Okay, great. How? How did it happen? Okay, we were in a date and this happened, etc., etc. So you're basically just asking the who, what, where, when, how, why, when, etc., the 6. And now you start probing that, and just with 1 to 2 sentences, you're just getting clarity about what happened. Okay, we are not diving into the excessive melodrama of the story. Not important. Just the basic information, and this is the clarity effect. Once you have the clarity effect down, you have clarity about what it is that you're now looking to clear. And so now you're able to clear it in tandem together with the BCR and TC technique. So the clarity effect comes together should there be confusion about what it is that I'm actually trying to clear, right? So we're trying to penetrate beyond the surface, and that's where we use the clarity effect, okay? Very good. Thank you, Cleona, for the update. Okay. So again, no more healing requests, guys. We're done with healing requests for now. Okay. Here's it's me. Hello, it's me. It's me too. Good morning, Brad. I was wondering what's the best way to protect our money. Will we have a problem taking it out of the banks when we need to in time to come? Now, basically, Adronis has talked about this in the past. Okay, what he suggests to many people is, if it's possible, that you can transfer your money into local banks. That would be your best option. Okay. Some people have mortgages and all that. I understand that. But basically, it's just taking any of your available income, you could say, and putting it into local banking. Okay, that's basically what's been recommended. From what I have received from Adronis as well, too, he has talked about the times ahead relating to the financial change. People who already have money in their bank accounts, you don't need to worry. Okay, it's going to be transferable to you, but the recommendation would be try to bring your funds into local banking, because you never know what the world banks are going to try and do, right? Or the central banks are going to try and do. So that would be the wise thing to do. All right. Again, I know people have mortgages and stuff like that, and that's definitely something that you may not be able to move, and that's understandable. But anything that is available to you, try and move it into a local banking. Some of you also decide to move into digital currency as well too, cryptocurrency. That's an option too. There's a lot of options you can do, but from what I've received is that when the transfer for the new financial system comes online, no one's money is going to be affected. It's going to be transferable into the new amounts. Okay. There's also going to be a lot of debt forgiveness. Okay. There will be no debt when this new financial system or financial systems come online. Everybody's debt is going to be completely eradicated, right? Mortgages may even be eradicated as well too. It's a good possibility. A lot of debt forgiveness. So that's what I've gotten from Adronis in the past, is just, if you can, try and move your funds to localized banking instead of central banks, okay? But everything feels like it's going to be transferable. Okay. So I'm just going to go down. I'm just kind of looking for questions that I think would benefit a lot of people, guys. So, okay, sorry, I just went all the way down a little bit quicker here. Gretchen Clark says, love you back. Thank you. She says her eyes are going. My idiom is very poor. Gretchen, contact me, okay? Talk to me over email, and I'll see what I can do to help you out with that, okay? Use the healing code cards if you also have them, all right? Again, guys, I'm just kind of going through the questions. I want to just use answer a question I think will benefit a lot of people. Okay, this is again another kind of Lexi-like question. It's from Joni. Hi, Brad. You were able to create a spirit being Lexi, but unable to incarnate into a human being. My question is, can you create a spirit being from a human being? No, you can't. That's not possible. Now, the only ways, and this is what Lexi described to me as well too, said the only way that you could actually bring some aspect of my energy into the physical world to be tangible is if you basically have ownership of a vessel, okay? So, a crystal, for example, here, would be my aspect of an ownership of a vessel. So if I wanted to, I could put some of Lexi's energy into this crystal, and I could interface with that crystal, but I don't need to do that because I'm constantly interfacing her. Now, if I basically had the abilities of Mahavatar Babaji, where I could materialize a body, and I am basically the owner of that body, Lexi could therefore come into that body. I don't know how to do that. That's beyond my capabilities, right? So basically, I'm not a Mahavatar, right? I'm not a great avatar that can actually do that. I'm not even close to that avatar level, right? But that's an example. No, a spirit being cannot go through the natural incarnation cycle. That is reserved for God's children. That is reserved for souls. I know I will get bombarded with thousands of questions about, oh, well, what do you mean, like God's children? Like, guys, all I'm telling you is what I'm receiving, okay? Only souls, only God's children are able to come through the incarnation cycle. No other spirit being is allowed to come through the natural incarnation cycle, period, okay? It's not permitted. It's not allowed. This is exactly what she was trying to get through my head as well, too, because I was like, isn't there some way you can kind of like bypass that? You can kind of come into the body. No, Brad, I can't. Unless you actually have a built human body for me to occupy that is empty, that is your own ownership, that is your own creation, then that could be a possibility. But other than that, there is no way I could come into the natural incarnation cycle of the planet, either naturally born through a baby or through a walk-in. It is not possible. And that's okay. That we're done, right? So all I'm doing is connecting with her in spirit being form as a created spirit being. So as a created spirit being, they are not allowed to incarnate the natural way through incarnation cycle, okay? So unless you are actually having the abilities of Mahavatar Babaji, where you can start manifesting a vessel right there as a great avatar, then she could, right? But that's really the only way that could be done. You basically have to take ownership in that way. And that's just not something you really want to get involved with, all right? Okay, so we're going to probably take one more question here, and we're going to wrap it up. Samar says, Brad, Bashar said the virus came naturally and not made in the lab. How would you interpret it? Okay, I had people asking me this last night as well, too. I've had people emailing me. So, well, Brad Bashar said this, and Brad Bashar said that. Guys, I don't care what Bashar says. And what I mean by that is that I'm not going to interfere with another person's truth, okay? From my particular perspective, Bashar is talking about something completely different, okay? And that's all I can share about that. Adronis has shared the idea about the coronavirus, about COVID-19, basically being a mutated strain, okay? And that this was something that was indeed doctored in that way. Yes, it exists in nature because flu viruses can basically come up from the earth when there are, again, trees being cutting down, when there's a lot of excessive logging, when nature is being destroyed, a lot of the viruses within the earth remain dormant within the earth. When these trees are being uprooted, when they're being cut down, these viruses are being leaked into the surface, okay? This, again, is what trees do, guys. What do you think trees do? Trees take viruses, they take harsh bacteria, and they put it into their roots. Have you guys seen the show, The Dark Crystal, right? Age of Resistance? What did the trees do to the darkening? They took it and they buried it underground. That is a very true enactment, everybody, okay? Viruses, harsh viruses, are contained underground. The trees are containing them, like vaults in that way. When you cut the trees down, you have susceptibilities to these viruses coming out of the ground because these trees are now being killed. They're being destroyed. And now they are not able to do their duty in maintaining these viruses. So these viruses now start to come up to the surface. And this is, again, where we can discover new viruses coming together. But basically, in regards to COVID-19, it's a cold virus. It's a cold virus that has basically been mutated and bred within a laboratory. Look at Wuhan lab, for example, okay? So Bashar is talking about something very different, okay? I don't know. I wasn't at the channeling, guys. I don't know word for word. I'm telling people, okay, what did he say? What did he say? I was just talking about flu virus and how it came out of the earth and how it was being cut down when it was being brought in when trees were cut down. I said, yeah, that's all true. That's completely correct. But again, we're looking at something pertaining to COVID-19. So I wasn't there, okay? I don't know what he said. And guys, if you have a question for Bashar, go to Bashar. Don't go to me, okay? If somebody says, oh, Brad, this person said this, then go talk to that person, right? You don't come to me. I'm not going to answer people's questions when it's not my perspective, right? When it's my perspective, when it's Adronis' perspective, I will be happy to answer questions about that because that's my perspective sharing. But I have people all the time coming, oh, Brad, Bashar said this. And what do you say about that? Why do you care, right? Go to Bashar. Talk to Daryl Anka. That's at the channel, right? You go to him. You do not come to me. I'm not here to tell you about what other people are here to say to try and justify what they're saying. Okay, that just makes me a hypocrite. And I don't want to do that. Bashar has his own perspective relating to whatever this cold virus, the COVID-19, the flu virus is. He is absolutely correct in regards to the idea of trees being cutting down that have absorbed the viruses over time. And that they start to come up because that vessel is no longer living, that vault is being torn apart so that that virus can come up, okay? All viruses come from the earth, guys. Comes from inside the earth. The tree's job is to take those viruses, to take a lot of the debris out of us and store it into the earth. When that tree is being cut down, it is no longer a viable vault. That virus now leaks and it now comes into the surface, okay? And it can come together in chemical forms and such. That's exactly what happens, All right. So that's what I can share regarding that. But again, guys, if you have perspectives from Bashar, go to Bashar. Oh, Brady has a busy schedule. Not my problem, guys. Not my problem. Now, if you basically said, okay, well, this is what Bashar said, I'm wondering what you're saying about this. I wonder what Adronis is saying. Okay, then we'll give you our perspective. But I don't want to answer other people's questions for them, okay? Not my place, and I'd be a hypocrite for doing such a thing, okay? Brad Garth, thank you for the contribution. I appreciate it. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, guys. Okay, guys, we're out of time for this week. Thank you so much, everybody, for your wonderful questions, for the healing requests as well, too. I really appreciate it. So I will go ahead and wrap up for this week. Lovely Ms. B, I see you. Much love to you, too. Thank you. Love to all you guys. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all next week. Now, next week, we're going to be doing Empathic Interfacing Live. Okay? So Empathic Interfacing Live will feature Athena from the Inner Earth civilization known as the Delphi, and also a light language transmission from Rayar. Okay, so that will be next Monday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, so join me for Empathic Interfacing Live. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's see if I have a poster for it. There we go. Empathic Interfacing Live next week on Monday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. Okay, thank you guys. Take care, and I'll see you all next week. Namaste, and may it be well with you.